Federation versus Freedom by Babasaheb Ambedkar. 6 2 Part 5. The scope of the legislative influence by the states over British India is by no means small, nor is it inconsequential. To confine to the concurrent list only, it includes 36 subjects. Among the 36 are such subjects as criminal law, criminal and civil procedure, professions, newspapers, books and printing press, etc. It is clear that these subjects are vital subjects. They affect the liberties of the people in the provinces. Now, as the states have a right to participate and vote upon all legislation within the concurrent list, the Indian states will have the right and the authority to pass legislation affecting the rights, privileges, and liberties of British Indians in the provinces. Further, in the legislative sphere, so far as it relates to the concurrent list, the states have obtained authority without any obligation. They are free to legislate and need not consider their own case in doing so because they are not bound by the laws they make. Their conduct can be as irresponsible as they may choose to make it. It is, however, an understatement to say that the states have only a right to influence administration and legislation in British India. The truth is that the states can dominate British India because they can maintain in office a ministry in the federal government, although it is defeated by a majority of the representatives of British India on a matter purely affecting India. This is because they have a right to vote upon any motion, including a non confidence motion, irrespective of the question whether the motion relates to a matter which affects them or not. If this does not vest control over British India in Indian states, I wonder what will. The injustice and anomaly of the states taking part in the discussions of the internal affairs of British India, while the representatives of British India having no corresponding right to discuss the affairs of the states, was sought to be remedied by limiting the rights of the states to discuss and vote upon such questions as did not relate to the internal affairs of British India. But the princes and their representatives have always been against such distinction being drawn, and they insisted that on any matter on which the fate of the ministry depended, they must have the right to decide upon the future of that government. The constitution has given effect to the point of view of the princes and set aside the point of view of British India. This comparison shows that the states are placed by law in a position to control the affairs of British India, and by the same law, British India is disabled from exercising any influence over the states. That this is the true state of facts must be admitted by all. In other words, the federal scheme does not help, indeed binders British India from setting up in motion processes which would result in the democratization of the Indian states. On the other hand, it helps the Indian states to destroy democracy in British India. The end.